Just love working in the CDLP space. Just recently named 2019 Ladies of Justice #1 field trainer for the company for 2019, and earned the Ladies of Justice Award. I'm honored to have that, to work with so many other associates in the field. Also, Business Solutions Sapphire Elite Associate and Special Forces as well. Just earned the 1000 Production App Award also this year for 2019, meaning I wrote over 1,000 personal memberships. And just like business solutions, like the CDLP space, in this space, been blessed to learn how to definitely cross sell over here and service the entire individual. So that's with small business and a lot of the products that we sell here. So just honored to be on the call. This call has really definitely changed my business, and I'm just honored to be able to learn up under a lot of the trainers here and the field as well. I do host the accountability call on Thursday nights. We won't have it this week. We don't start back up to next week, but it's at 9:30, and it's for those individuals moving in the space that want some accountability. It's more like a mastermind call. Those individuals are actually going out, or I won't say going out, they're moving activity within the space, and then they are actually, discussing what they have learned and things and tips, and just coming to the group to mastermind about it. So just honored to be on the call. Wish everybody a happy new year if I don't get to say it. And with that, I will pass it over to you, Randy Hooker.
Well, good evening, everyone, and it's an honor to be on the call. I certainly appreciate y'all allowing me to come in. I have been with LegalShield for about 12 years. I've worked all sides of the business. I have a small team, and we have done quite well with small business whenever we very first started, and still pursue some of that. Got started in 2019 to move more heavily into the commercial drivers and the transportation industry. We had done some of it in the past, and but whenever we started January 1st of 2019, it was about 7.5 months. We earned the $50,000 ring, and with COVID hitting, I feel we would have probably hit our $100,000 ring this year had it not been for COVID. It sort of took me out for about 4 months because of some issues and stuff. And so, but we're back moving in the space and enjoying working with transportation industry. One of the nice parts about the transportation industry is it runs 24/7. So therefore you can basically work when you want to. And so therefore you can fit it into your time frame. We are one of the Emerald Elites, and also have wrote a personal over 1,000 memberships. We're closing in on the 2,000 app award, and have recently been trained a field trainer this year. So I appreciate being able to help anybody I can. So hopefully, if y'all need anything, well, don't hesitate to give me a call. Robert?
We cannot hear you, Mr. Dunbar, if you are speaking at this time.
Dunbar, you're muted. Are you driving? We may have lost him.
No, I'm running my mouth. I'm running my mouth and my phone is on mute. That's what the problem is. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Yeah.
All
Pass
right.
it over to you to
Good.
introduce yourself.
All right. Appreciate you. All right. Robert Dunbar here. And I have been a trainer with LegalShield for about 6 years. I've been a trainer for CDLP for about 2.5, 3 years. And we really always excited about the training opportunity of any capacity, really, for me. But with CDLP, we like this space because it's a different space. It's little works a little bit different than a regular group space. And we like that I like that it's not as much competition, and then it gives you a chance to really understand the field of transportation and logistics. Me personally, I am a 100K ring earner, 50K ring earners on my team. I do work all areas of LegalShield. So I work the networking side, the business solution side, the insurance agent broker side. I kind of like to do it all because the company offers it. So I seasonally kind of change what I do here within LegalShield, so I can do it based on whatever my circumstances are. So when it's benefits season, I'm kind of in and out of companies doing enrollments that way. And some seasons I'm doing CDLP, and normally in the beginning of the year I'm doing network marketing because they release all this new stuff. So I kind of work my business that way so that I can kind of get it all and just have the experience of working all different ends. So we're here to help. This call that we do on Monday, or I should say Zoom at this point, that we do on Monday can be found on the YouTube channel. So if you go to Robert A. Dunbar III or Training by Dunbar, whichever you choose, when you get to that page and click videos and scroll down, you will see a category or playlist of nothing but the CDLP Zoom training coaching calls. And then if you go to the CDLP Facebook page and you go to announcements and scroll down and look at recordings, you'll see all of the recordings we did for about 2 years there. So you've got plenty of things, audio and Zoom, that you can go back to and listen to make sure you get all the information that you need as it comes to being successful in this arena, because it is a little bit different than doing your general business solutions, legal and identity theft plan offerings. And it's also a little bit different than the ride share plan too, which I talked a little bit about earlier today on another call. So with that being said, before we get into the 2021 changes, I want to check real quickly with Randy to see if he has anything that he wanted to talk about as far as any PDFs or anything like that. And then after he finishes, then we'll get into the changes for 2021. Do you have anything, Randy?
Well, the only thing that I will say is there is some articles out there on CDL Life and some of the different websites that are talking about there is a lot of changes that are possibly coming down the pipe for the drivers, and some of the different mandates that they've had that have been in place looks like there's possibly some of them that are going to be being rolled back. And so therefore, if they roll those back, there's going to be quite a bit of extra need for our product because of some of the things that they're doing on the speeding and some of the things they're talking about. Part of the mandate is talking about dropping the drivers back to a mandated 65 max speed limit. And if they do that, of course, whenever they had the 55 mile an hour speed limit, guys, it ruined the trucking industry nearly, because all of those trucks were geared to run at 70 mile an hour in their high gear, top speed, overdrive, and what have you. And if they drop them back to 65, it's gonna hurt some of them, and especially because of the gearing in them and stuff. And so just be abreast of some of that stuff. Pay attention. As I get more information, I'll be glad to share it with everyone. I will put it on the Facebook page and stuff, but some of the things that they're talking about, and if they change the transportation secretary, there could be a lot of the changes that have been put into effect that will be reverted. One of the things was a 2 in, excuse me, 1 in, 2 out rule that they did away with, and they're talking, from what's been said, that would go back into effect. And what that means is every time they put out a new regulation, they have to remove 2 of the regulations that they already have. And that, once again, which 2 do they remove? And so therefore that can be really hurt the industry. So as I find out more about exactly what they're doing, it's going to take a little more time for them to come front and center with everything. So once I find out a little bit more, I'll be putting out information on that as I find out. just know that there is a tremendous need for our product out there. And if these changes go into effect, they're gonna be that way. So it's gonna get worse for them. That's all I have right now, Robert, on it.
All right, good stuff. Appreciate that, Mr. Randy. Sherranda, anything to add to that before we move forward?
No. Mm-mm.
All right, good stuff. All right, so we got some 2021 changes here with our CDLP in the CDLP space. And of course, there's things that you can look at online, and corporate has sent the email out, and you can go look at the comp and all that kind of stuff in the LS Engage area. But we're going to talk about it obviously on this call because this is the CDLP call, so we want to make sure you updated on everything that's happening. Some of you all may have seen the information on the webinar. I'm not sure who, but we're going to go over some of the information. Then we'll have some conversations with people from the field that may want to mention some things or ask some questions and make sure everybody has clarity on everything. And I know that for me personally, I'm a pretty transparent person. From what I know about my bestie on the line, Sherranda, Ivey, she is too. She's pretty transparent. So I'm gonna just be straightforward with everything as far as the information on CDLP, because that's just the kind of person I am. And any questions you have, I'll answer them. And with Randy as well, Randy is here to help and answer questions as a trainer as well. And Lamar's not on with us this evening, but some of you guys have his number. If you need to call him and question him about anything, you can. So there's been no changing in the price of our product, but there has been changes in the compensation for our product. And in the CDLP space, we've taken a pretty big cut in what they're paying us to market the plan. And as far as that goes, that's under the control of corporate. So there's not much we can do about that. But I am delivering you that information so that you know what's going on moving forward. Because I know some of you're moving so fast sometimes that you don't really get a chance to look at everything that's happening. And I had a few conversations with my area coordinator and corporate about it, and they plan on keeping the changes kind of in place as it comes to CDLP. I'm not sure why they cut the compensation. Well, they cut the compensation across the board for plans in general. Like the comp has been cut, generally speaking, but we took a bigger cut in CDL. So if you take a look at the comp plan, we took clear so that you guys can look on your own, do your own math, and see how it's going to affect your numbers and all those different things as you're selling the CDL plan. Do the drivers still need a plan? Yes. Can you still put the plan with the family plan and you're still making income? Yes. All those different things are going to still apply. You're going to see that how they pay out based on level and whether you're enrolled or whatever your group label is based on how many memberships you sell. All of those things play a part in what you get paid for a CDLP membership sale. So I would highly encourage you to take a look at the new comp plan. Look at the new comp plan. Know your level, whether it be executive director or senior director or director level, or maybe anywhere below that. Look at whether you're a Ruby or Emerald associate, and the size groups you're opening up, because all of those things play a part in how they pay you in CDLP at this point. And it looks like that's going to be how they're going to compensate for CDLP from this, what we understand. So I wanted to make sure that everybody on this line was clear on that so that you would know where you were going. Are you going to stay marketing CDLP? I would tell you. I always try to look for a positive way to benefit from something that may be considered negative information. So for me, after me sleeping on that information and having my conversations with corporate to find it out, what I needed to find out about the new comp plan, what I said to myself is, this is going to encourage me to sell more double plans, to make sure that I'm getting that family or that family and identity theft plan or that identity theft small business plan, whatever it is. I'm going to be bundling with that CDL plan, not to oversell that driver. If the driver doesn't need it, they don't need it. But you know how we feel about the legal plan. people need a legal plan. They may not need a business plan because they may not own a business, they may not be an owner operator, but they're going to need the family plan, you know, if they're alive, if they're breathing. That's pretty much how I look at it. So I'm looking to bundle that plan with those CDL drivers. Not then it's going to assist me as I move forward and do CDLP. I'm going to continue to work that area. I'm going to continue to open up groups and work with the groups I have and field train and work with people in the field that are doing CDLP as well. But I thought that it was important that everybody understand that there has been a shift in compensation, and I want you guys to be aware of that. And I want you guys to look at the comp plan and understand what it is so that you don't make a sale and make less money and wonder why. The way CDL pays anyway, basically, other than the 2 or 3 months ahead of time that they pay, them paying out month to month, most people wasn't really looking at the dollar amount anyway, but it's always important to count your numbers. So know that the way they're doing it now, and I'll give you guys general numbers, and your level is going to change these numbers. So you still need to look at the comp plan yourself, but let's take the director level for those that are on the line. The director level is basically going to pay out $56. And that $56 is going to be based on $28.01 when you sell it, and then $28.01 over a 6-month period. That's how that's going to work. And I believe that's the director level. If I'm wrong on that, if any of the other trainers know, can see it because I'm not looking at it.
That's
you there?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so I wasn't looking at anything, but it's going to pay out $28.01 immediately, and then over the next 6 months, you're going to get another $28.01 between that 6 months. They're going to divide that 2801 by 6. And then, of course, you're going to get your residual after 15 months. If you know, of course, if your debit balance is going to get residual, but if not, you're going to get it. It's going to go towards your debit balance, like any other plan does. So that's pretty much how that CDL plan is going to be working from this point on. There are some other adjustments, but it's better for you to look at them personally so that you know based on your level how that's going to apply to you. So you got to do a little bit of your own homework because everybody's at a different level, and whether you Emerald or Ruby and all that kind of stuff. So that would be what I would consider to be, I guess, the negative side of the news, not being negative, but being realistic, right? Nobody wants to know that they got a cut in compensation. The positive side of that is that they did make CDLP Performance Club points now. So when you sell a CDL membership, and whether it be $32.95 network side or the $29.95 group side, when you market that plan, you will now get Performance Club points starting in 2021 when you sell that. So you go out and market 10 CDL plans at $29.95, you're basically getting 300 Performance Club points on that sale when you do that. So that's the positive side. But again, understand what affects your Performance Club affects your retention. So I would encourage people to still look in the space of doing your CDLP as a bank draft. I know some of you guys you want to do payroll deduction because the situation may allow you to, and if that's what you choose to do, go right ahead and do that. I'm just telling you, it's from what we found, it's normally in the best interest to do CDLP as a bank draft. That way, if somebody leaves or gets fired, it's a lot of turnover in that industry, then it stays on your books because they have it based on their bank draft as opposed to it going through payroll deduction, which keeps it on your books, which keeps your retention good because now CDL will reflect on your retention because they're giving you Performance Club. So I want you guys to be aware of that as well. And for those that are new on this line, that are new to the company, that is new to CDL, and all of the 48 years that LegalShield has been around, CDLP has not been a Performance Club product. So when you sold it, you didn't get Performance Club points. But starting in 2021, you will get Performance Club, and it will assist you in qualifying for other advances and bonuses and things of that nature. So all of those things will come into play with CDL now at that point. So those are the two biggest changes with CDLP. We wanted to, of course, address that on this call because this is where most of you are coming to get your information on CDL. So we wanted to kind of give it to you guys straight. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open it up for the other trainers to mention anything that they want to mention about the circumstance, how they feel about it, as far as things, ways that you can benefit from this. And then we'll open it up for anybody have any questions. And just so you know, on the question side, there is an FAQ that corporate created as well. So there is an FAQ that you can utilize to get questions answered because corporate does have all of that set. So if you have any questions that we can't answer, remember corporate does have an FAQ based on those changes. So just so you guys all know. So I'm gonna open it up for Randy Hook and Sherranda Ivey if you guys have anything you want to add to the conversation that we have in here.
Cool. Great job, Dunbar, for sharing that. And my thoughts on it, really are like this. You know, corporate made a lot of changes. And like you said, that's something we definitely can't do anything about it. I've always felt this way about CDLP. If you've been in the company a while, you should probably have picked up that, you know, you don't hear a lot of talk about CDLP division. But we know that it is a good product for the drivers that use it. So even with the pay scale that we had before the changes, it was different than a legal plan or any other plan that we offer. I mean, you know, our advanced commissions was different. And we didn't get paid a whole lot. If you sold a CDLP plan, you just didn't see a whole lot of commission because of the turnover. I just felt that was okay. And to be honest, if you look at our product and know the industry and what our product does for the industry, you have to be really passionate about what you're doing over in this space. It definitely, we're servicing a whole individual, so we can do a lot of cross-selling here. We teach to sell the legal plan and the CDLP plan together. That gives them a whole lot of coverage. But even so, if they only took the CDLP plan, at the end of the day, we helping an individual keep their livelihood, feed their families. And that's a lot. And if you can get passionate behind what we do for the market, you know, you will learn how to service the individual versus worrying about, oh, I sold this CDLP plan and I don't make but $58. So, so my thoughts is for you to be happy in this space. I think it's a matter of educating yourself about the industry, and become passionate about what we actually do for the market. And I promise you that you'll learn to sell a CDLP plan, sell a legal plan. If he's an owner operator, sell him a small business plan, protect his identity, because if anybody screws with his identity, he can't drive either, you know. And I mean, all our products really covers a driver. And no, you don't have to sit to the table or market it all at one time. But at the end of the day, knowing what our products do for the individual, you can really cross sell and keep this client over a long period of time by offering our products. So it becomes to me being passionate over here. And if you become passionate about it, the money that all that corporate is doing, all the things that are changing, really don't change what you do, because at the end of the day, you're helping an individual continue to feed their family and make a living. So that's my thoughts on it. I don't really get into the numbers. It is what it is. And if I feel like if you service the client and be passionate and do what you do, it won't even matter. But if you're over here to get rich, and you think about the performance club points too, that's huge. That's a big deal. So for those people that say they're gonna sell somebody something on the fly, and that guy dropped that plan, for whatever reason, you got to think about your persistency. So I know they brought on the performance club points, but at the end of the day, if I had a choice, I wouldn't take them. But we don't have a choice. So you really want to get good with customer service. You want to be good with how you market this in group. Like Dunbar said, if I was you, I would definitely lean more to bank draft. But if you can't, you just got to become a good customer service rep and show that driver the value of what we're offering, and just be a good customer service rep to keep that client on the book. That's all I have for you. But that's where I'm at. I don't really do it for the money, but it's been my best year. I'm serious. It's been my best year. And this is what I focus on. So I'm passionate about it. And Morella V LegalShield, I'm looking at you. I see you agreeing with me. So for all the people on here, just have a conversation with yourself, because really at the end of the day, we're here to solve solutions. And if you solve enough solutions, your bank account will fill up. Over to you, Randy.
Well, I see in the chat, there's some discussion about the exactly what the $56 is. For y'all's information, as an ED, and that's just what we've been talking about. Whenever you sell a commercial driver's legal plan, you're going to add an ED, and it depends on your level as to what it'll be down. But AD gets $28.01 for the first 6 months. That's an advance commission for 6 months. The second $28.01 is paid out from the 7th month till the end of the year, divided by 6, and 6 payments. And if you're a director and it's the first 6 months is say $20, then you'll be paid $40, $20 for the first 6, 20 divided by 6 for the 7th through the end of the year. It's all in the comp plan or what have you, and that's just what they've done for us. And I'm like Sherranda, you just have to know that we'll have to do, to me, I'll be actually selling our product for me as a bundled product. And the reason I'll be selling it as a bundle is because that's what I've tried to do all along. And I know that there's some other CDL sales reps that's all they do is sell a bundled plan. And you're doing the driver a really good service if you're selling that bundle, because there's at least 4, sometimes 5 areas in the life events legal plan that the driver really needs. Because even though our commercial driver's plan will help him if he's involved in a tragic accident for his criminal lawsuit with 100% of the legal fees, if the family of the loved one that was expired in that accident sues him and the company civilly for more money, his commercial driver's legal plan will not help him at all. And that's one of the big things that he needs the life events legal plans for. Also, anytime that he's going to sign on with a company, he needs a contract and document review from the life events legal plan. He can't get that in the commercial driver's plan. He also, if he's got minor children driving, he needs the life events legal plan so that his personal insurance doesn't go up and we fight the citations for his minor children driving. That's another area that he needs the life events legal plan, not just the CDL plan. So there's also, we do their estate planning, and he's got a 24/7 number. If he's involved with an accident or if he needs emergency services, not pertaining to his commercial driving, but to his life events, he has the ability to have that with the life events legal plan. Without it, he doesn't have those services. So does he need a bundled plan? Absolutely. And that's the reason that moving forward, that's the way that I'll be selling our plan. It's basically going to go up $2 from $48.90 to $50.90 because the group rate is going from $18.95 of a group less than 1,000 to $20.95. So therefore, you're going to have to bundle that $20.95 with the $29.95, and so it'll be a $50.90 sale. Once again, I sell it because and one of the things I do is tell them, now you do know that this is tax deductible at the end of the year because it protects your right to drive. So therefore they can tax deduct it. A lot of the drivers don't understand that. And so therefore, not only is it going to help them, but it's not going to cost them as much if they're able to take it off their income tax at the end of the year. And so therefore it's just like their medical and whatever that they can take off at the end of the year. So therefore it once again, the knowledge in trainings, being able to know how to market will help you market both plans with the bundled plan going forward. So that I don't know if that's all I basically have to say. We'll take questions and stuff, and that way, if anybody has anything specific, they can ask. That way, we'll give them a little time.
Hey, Randy. So, and Randy and Sherranda, just so you guys, one more piece about the money, guys, because again, you know, I look at things differently. And look, I don't work for corporate, and neither does anybody on this line. So this is not about us encouraging you to sell despite the commission cuts. I'm just being realistic with everybody. For me, if I go into a trucking company, I'm going to sell the bundle plan. So I'm going to sell the legal and identity theft, or the legal or identity theft, or a small biz plan, probably anyway. One of the three plans outside of the CDL. If I went directly into a regular company, if I just said, hey, I'm going to prospect a dental office, or a company that does, I don't know, finance or whatever, you know, whatever general company that I walked into, a city, state, county, anything like that. I'm going in there and I'm selling the family plan and identity theft, or the family or identity theft. So when I go into that account, I don't even have an option to sell the CDL plan. I can only sell the family and identity theft plan in that space. So when I walk in a CDL plan, a CDL place to sell a CDL plan, and I bundle it, I'm still selling the legal and identity theft, or the legal or identity theft, alongside the CDL. So really, I'm not losing any money. I have an opportunity for an extra sale that may net less money than it did before, but it's still better than not selling it at all, because I'm not even in the trucking company. So even though you are taking less money on that sale, understand when you're talking to trucking companies, you have an opportunity to make a sale that you don't even have an opportunity to make when you're not in a trucking company. So if you're passionate about helping truck drivers, if you like this space, then understand that if you bundle, which you probably should be doing anyway, then you end up making more money than you would walking in a regular company anyway. And Sherranda, Ivey, if nobody else, you know, could explain how much not how much money she made, but how her business grew with her being able to sell this small biz plan to owner operators in the CDLP space. So I just don't want you guys to think that the space is going away, that you can't still make money, and that you can't still have success in that space. And then a performance club, if you're careful on how you do it, it can benefit you a lot when it comes to the trips, the free trips. Because I can imagine Lamar, Reynolds, and Randy, and Sherranda, and Alan Roman, you know, how much more easily they would have gotten those trips. Imagine when Lamar Reynolds and Ivey and Randy are winning Performance Club trips with CDLP not counting, they're gonna win it when it does count. Because remember, that sale is 30 Performance Club points on that sale. So I would say take a look at that and just make sure you're monitoring, you're doing good customer service, like Sherranda said, as it comes to that. So we can go ahead and open up for questions unless one of our trainers have anything to mention before we do that. Do y'all want to take questions that are in the chat, Sherranda and Randy, or do you guys want to just open it up?
It's up to y'all.
Number, I just want to say I saw a question in the chat first that you mentioned this as well. The plan didn't change, guys. Nothing about the plan changed. So it's still a 10-day waiting period on all violations, all that. Nothing about the plan changed, just the compensation. So, you know, again, it's attention to detail. So, you know, he mentioned that. So just know that nothing about the plan changed. It was all pricing for everything that changed. And so, and also for us not to be able to sell the $18.95 anymore, we have to sell the $20.95 plan. So know that too. So I just wanted to make that clear because I saw that in there, and I know Dunbar mentioned that. So yeah, we have to. That's another thing. Great customer service is paying close attention to detail.
So we can open up for questions since there's not any questions in the chat that we haven't answered. If you put a question in the chat and we haven't answered it, then you can unmute yourself and ask it because we may have missed it. So we're gonna go ahead and open up for questions to make sure people have clarity on what it is we talked about here. So if anybody has anything, the floor is open.
Hi, this is Stephanie Williamson. I have a quick question. I have a small trucking company. It's actually got 4 drivers, and the owner is paying for the premium for those 4 drivers. And you mentioned about the tax deduction. Can the owner of the company take that tax deduction for paying those premiums?
Yes. Whoever pays for it gets the tax deduction.
Okay, and at some point, if the drivers do leave the company, then since the owner is paying for it, then you'd have to go back and sell the driver on paying for the premium.
Yeah, what you do, Stephanie, is just contact them and tell them that they can keep it at the same price, same benefit, everything stays the same. We just need a way to make payment and 3-way them into the company, and they'll take a credit card or bank checking account and set it up to where the driver will be paying for it, but they keep the product at the same price, all the benefits at the same price. And if he set them up with both plans where they're on the family legal at $18.95, they'll be able to keep it at that. They don't have to go up. So that's one of the, all of our plans are portable. So therefore they can always take them with them at the same price.
Okay, thank you very much.
The new rates, this is Rosie Okafor. The new rates takes effect January the 1st. So any group authorizations signed prior to January the 1st would still be at the $18.95 rate for the CDLP. I mean, for the group rate for the LegalShield, along with the CDLP, right?
Yes. Any group that you've talked to, if you have either a proposal sent to them that is dated, or if you have a group authorization form signed, they will accept that through 2021. Yes. But Sherranda, it's through the end of June if you've quoted something, isn't it?
What was that, Randy?
I said, if you've quoted a proposal or you have quoted a company at the 1895 plan, so long as you have all the authorization in before the end of June, they
Right.
will honor that, right?
Yes. Yes.
That's what I thought. And that's in the paperwork, guys, whenever you read the paperwork that they have out on it.
Thank you.
Going once? Going twice?
I don't, this is Morella, Robert. I don't see I didn't get the frequently asked questions by email. And I don't see the compensation plan on the Ellis Engage either. Where is exactly?
So did you get the email in general from them about the changes for 2021?
Yes, and I was on the call. That I know the changes and all of that, but I don't have the CDLP changes or frequently asked questions, and I don't see it on Ellis Engage either. And thank you for this call.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh no, you're welcome. I'm not sure why you're not seeing it, because if you got the email, it was attached to the email. So it should have been 3 pages attached to the email. Hold on, Randy's saying something else. So go ahead, Randy.
On that, Marilla, is on if you got the email, they updated it. Go back to the email and click the frequently little blue things again, and it's been updated in there. Whenever you click it this time, it'll bring the new part up that has the stuff.
I got one today for business solutions. Is anything on today's, or it was before, right? Before today. Yeah, okay. No, I don't see it, but thank you guys. Thank you so much, everyone. Sherranda, Raymond, Robert. This is amazing. Thank you so much.
And I'll forward you the one that I have, Morella. I have your email, so I'll just forward you the one that I have. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. I
thank you.
will.
I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And Randy and Sherranda, have y'all seen the compensation plan in Ellis Engage?
I have not.
Okay, so they may have not put the new compensation plan there.
Yeah.
Back there yet. I saw
it
in the email. So I saw the comp there. Yeah, so they may not have it there yet. But when I forward you the email, you'll see the comp in there, because it isn't there.
Robert, would you mind next year that they were going to put that in after January 1st?
You said they said they're not going to put it up there until January 1st?
That's what they stated on the business solutions last week, that it won't be on until January 1st.
Okay, so Morella, you're gonna have to look at the one I send you, because the comp is in there. And just remember, when you see the 2801, the 2801 is what they pay you in the first 6 months, and then there's another 2801 that comes over the next 6 months. So don't mistake that of thinking that it's just 2801 altogether. So because it looks a little off when you look at it. So just so you know that ahead of time.
Robert, would you mind sending that to me also? Oh, excuse me.
Say that again.
Okay.
I didn't hear what you said.
For EDs is 56. You said, right? Or I read somewhere.
I think it was the director was 50. Was it director or executive director? Randy and Sherranda.
I think executive director is 56.
Executive director is 2801. The senior director is 2301, and director is 1901. It's on the compensation plan.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Now, Erica, you said something else. What was you saying, Erica?
I had just asked if you would mind emailing that to me also, because I was on the call and I never received an email, and I see a few other people also on the chat didn't, but I was just asking if you would mind forwarding it to me also.
I can. I didn't look at the chat, but I'll tell you ahead of time. I can't send it to everybody because I don't have time to. So
Right.
I haven't looked at the chat to see who else in the chat saying that they didn't get it. But if you didn't get it,
Did you register?
I would ask yourself, did you register? 1, 2, check your spam. 3, check your other boxes. Like I have Gmail, so I have like social, promotion, and then general. And sometimes my emails go to promotion from LegalShield because they assume that the company is promoting something to me or whatever the case may be. So that's where it goes. So you may have to look in a different place or check your spam. And then, like Sherranda said, did you register? You might want to check those things too to make sure you get it. And also periodically, make sure corporate has, if you're not getting corporate emails, make sure that they have your right email address. If you're getting corporate emails, obviously, then they do have the correct one. But if you're on this line and you're saying, hey, look, I haven't gotten an email from LegalShield in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, then make sure that they have your proper email address because sometimes that's the problem as well. But Erica, I will get it pushed out. And what I may do, that which would just save me time and then be able to help everybody, go ahead and do those things. But instead of me just sending it to one person, I can actually send it through my blaster and it'll go to everybody who gets this email, the email for the CDLP in the first place. That way I'm only sending it once, but everybody gets it.
Right.
So
well, thank you
do
for
it
all
that way.
for all that information, because I was on that call, but I'll have to call corporate because I don't get that email. But
Yep. So anybody else? Any more questions about anything?
Yeah, I got one for clarity, please.
Hey, Mr. Farrington, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, bro? Merry Christmas to you and Happy New Year.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely, brother, you as well.
And I'm jonesing for accountability call, Sherranda. Hey, but my question is for clarity. Because I'm meeting a guy tomorrow and I met a lady today and submitted a group authorization. So any group authorizations prior to the 31st, we can put the existing $18.95 for the family plan. Somebody mentioned that earlier. And then after the 31st, there has to be the $20, $20.95 plan. And then the 180 days or 6 months. If they do the plan, the authorization form, but they haven't technically got a plan yet, they have until the end of June to get a plan to honor those prices that we offering as of today. Do you understand what I'm asking?
Absolutely. I understand. I know Randy and Sherranda answered that the first time, so I'm gonna leave that up to them.
You want to know about if you go ahead and lock them in by the 31st?
Yes.
You have until the July 1st, the end of June. Those is good till then.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? I see a lot of chatting going on.
Just a quick, for clarification. So that means if we do either a proposal or an authorization. No, I see you shaking your head.
Oh, I'm not shaking my head to you. I'm sorry. I'm doing something else.
Okay. So it means if we have an authorization card or a proposal by the 31st, we have until June 30th to use those prices.
Is it a proposal and an authorization form, or one or the other? Sherranda and Randy?
Or either or.
Diane, do you know that answer? I don't know. I know group authorization.
I do. Basically,
I don't do proposals.
Can you hear me okay, guys? Basically, if you have presented pricing to a group and you've quoted them a price, you have until the end of June to get that group, opened at that price. As of July 1st, every new group has to be at the new pricing.
So Diane, if they do a proposal or authorization form, either one will be good. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, basically the FAQs just say if you've quoted the group previously. It doesn't even say proposal or authorization. To cover yourself, I would have, you know, a time-stamped email or something, but yeah, if you've quoted the pricing, you have till the end of June. Otherwise, you're supposed to be using the new pricing for ones you haven't quoted. And then July 1st, everything has to go to the new.
And I just
And
put
that's a
the,
good idea.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. That's a good, that's
Yeah, I was
good.
just gonna say that that's a good idea, making sure that you have that email timestamp, so you can say that you did that quote. So that was a good idea. That was a good suggestion, Diane. Sherranda?
No, I just said I put the replay for those that want to copy the chat in the chat, the replay to the call.
Oh, thank
It's
you.
in the chat.
Mhm.
You need to do something about Tyson Farrington over there, Jones, about that call, Sherranda.
I ain't studying Tyson. He sleep. That's why I keep asking the same question. He know not. Let me mute him.
Anybody else have any questions? Everything else good?
Just one more question for the commissions. It's for the first 6 months and not the first 2 months like it used to be. That
Anybody that hasn't been through.
Go ahead, Randy. Can I hear?
I said, she was saying about the first 2 months. Yes, it's going to be 6 months by 6 months going forward. Secondly, remind them, Sherranda, of all of the all of the training is available free of charge in January.
Absolutely. So I haven't posted it on the social media, but all the business solution training is free. So I would recommend that everybody take that, because a lot of times people in CDLP seem to overlook that, but I keep reminding you that we are a part of business solutions, and group stuff is solutions. So take advantage of it. It's